Previously on JoJo R. Kaiser.
Everything about this killer is fucking dull. It doesn't do much to feel like you're playing against Freddy, and still instead it feels like you're playing against somebody cosplaying as Freddy, and one of those very shitty low budget cosplays where somebody fucking spent like $3 on a shirt and then painted some butter knives brown. How the fuck is it even possible? How do you fuck a character's theme so bad? The amount of counterplay poured into being woken up would make you think being put to sleep is some sort of cataclysmic event that completely shifts the paradigm and makes Freddy this unstoppable beast, but no, it does fucking nothing. I'm not even halfway through describing this power, and I'm losing my mind! Freddy is a shell, a husk of what he should be.
And now...
You're right, Sable, you're better than me. You're right, Sable, you're better than me. No, Sable! Sable, you're better than me, Sable! Sable, I thought you were better than me! Oh, let's go. Slow down, Martha! I want to give you a hug! Dude, that hinder is so fucking badass. Oh, no joy, really? Can I please target that gen? Thank you. Behavior, I'm going to start this video by telling you something that no one has ever told you. I am so proud of you. No, seriously, no sarcasm. I'm not being an asshole. This Freddy rework is not only some of the most fun I've ever had in this game, but also this is just such a well thought out, incredibly solid rework that added so much more to Freddy than I ever thought possible. If you watched my Freddy analysis, you might recall how much I actually despise this killer and how ungodly crap he used to be, both strength-wise and thematically. To give a brief rundown, old Freddy wasn't only weak, taking the spot as the third worst killer in the game in my opinion after Skull Merchant got the guillotine thrown on her neck like the French Revolution, but he also was just terribly designed in terms of thematic design. His entire existence was an offense to both DVD players and Nightmare on Elm Street fans. He was much less Freddy Krueger and more edgy teenager cosplaying Krueger. It was terrible, and I hated it. In fact, I loathed it. Many people, including myself and Pixelbush, attempted to offer our own ideas for reworks that not only make him stronger, but would also fit him thematically. And Behavior listened to absolutely fucking none of us, but in exchange we received one of the greatest reworks known to man. First of all, Freddy's strength has risen greatly, going from a bottom 3 killer all the way to around high C, even low B. I don't quite have a confirmed spot yet as I'm still working on a tier list, but I'd put him somewhere stronger than Sadako, who is my personal top of C tier, to slightly weaker than Doctor, fighting for the bottom of B with Clown to see who's weaker than the other. I'll do further analysis in the future, and this placement can and more than likely will change once my official tier list drops in a couple of weeks, but for now, the point is that this is more than we could have ever hoped for. Typically when Behavior improves killers, it's minor improvements, often only being a little more than quality of life, and not moving the killer very much, but this is such a drastic jump in power, and I am over the moon for it. Freddy has always been my second favorite slasher villain, so having him go from a meme I played when bored and not giving a fuck, to a killer who can pack a punch was so nice. The reason I say this is a mixture of Freddy's new power and his add-on spread both being buffed immensely. Freddy can now teleport to completed generators, survivors who are healing, and if you bring the class photo, exit gates. And a very important thing to remember, you can teleport to the exit gates at any time in the match. It doesn't have to be endgame. This new teleport opened up a ton of synergies and builds, including perks like Predator, which shows you the aura of a survivor who has most recently ended chase with you. With so many TP spots available to you, this allows you to cut off the survivors consistently, and that's just one example. All other perks Freddy used to kinda use well, maybe sort of, he can now use extremely well. Old Palette Freddy is now much stronger because of his new palette power. Giving us a base kit palette Dream Palettes would have been cool on its own, but but turning the damn things into bloody claymores was something I never thought I'd see. And the hitbox is a cylinder, not a sphere, and it goes through floors and walls. Not needing LOS for either the detonation activation or the damage zone means you can hit some pretty nasty shots, and it feeds into a much more tactical and higher skill floor than before. Snares are also incredibly fun to use. The skill shot that goes under things and through walls feeds more into the tactical uses of the character. The hinder is impactful and the frequency is pretty solid. On top of all of this, every one of your powers forces survivors to fall asleep faster. Pallet detonation, dream snare, and even your teleport all add progress to the sleep meter, so the massive amount of ways to wake up are far less impactful than before. I still think that missing skill checks shouldn't wake survivors up, but at least your TP to the gen they just blew up can give some progress back, so it's not as dumb of a design. You also have plenty of add-ons that make your powers easier to land and more efficient, as well as add-ons that make survivors fall asleep faster, or the clock's immunity last a shorter time. The dream world is scary. Fucking finally. And so survivors are constantly searching out clocks to attempt to become immune for as long as possible, or waking each other up before healing so they don't give you a chance to teleport to them. This leads to a built-in slowdown. Not a huge amount of slowdown, but it is still there. Also, outside of blue dress and arguably that add-on that makes the wake up action take 2 seconds longer, all of Freddy's add-ons are pretty solid. I personally am not a fan of the iridescent paintbrush because I really don't see the point in being able to see survivors 32 meters away from you, while at the same time making it take 50% longer for them to go to sleep, but Spooky Loop seemed to enjoy it in his videos, so I'll give it some more games with it before I give you my final verdict on that. Overall, Freddy's new strength is so good, and it's also balanced with plenty of fair and reasonable counterplay, both built into the killer and into map design. Yeah, it's worth mentioning that new Freddy is still at the end of the day an M1 killer. The pallet detonation is nice and strong, but if survivors are playing correctly and regularly keeping each other awake, as well as paying attention to their surroundings, maps like Garden of Jagovs, Bitchham Preschool, and the like can be incredibly frustrating and feel bad. However, I won't let little things like piss poor map design distract from the fact that new Freddy is also some of the most fun I've had in this game ever. I haven't been this happy about an update to DBD since OG Chaos Shuffle. Every moment playing this killer is such pure joy. The dynamic decision making that comes with each loop depending on if the survivor is asleep or awake. Do you have the dream palette up? Where is the dream palette? Can you TP anywhere into the loop, etc, etc. Makes it such a fun time, along with the myriad of playstyles opened up by the well-designed add-ons of equal or at least similar levels of viability from add-on to add-on. You can play Chase Freddy, Palette Freddy, In-Game Freddy. The fucking in-game killer can finally play in-game! What a wild goddamn concept. And much, much more. Nothing about new Freddy feels clunky or unpolished, and that's one of the biggest W's in my opinion. I love this version of Freddy so much, from top to bottom to top, inside out. Someone please peg me! That wasn't in the script. I'm just incredibly touch deprived. Anyway, when I was streaming New Freddy, one of my viewers asked if I thought New Freddy was a little OP, and no, he's not even remotely close. He's just new and requires new counterplay. This happens anytime a new killer graces the scene. The counterplay is still being learned, and people often vastly overreact to the killer's abilities because they're getting rolled by things they can't play against yet. Very soon, and I do mean very soon, even the day I was testing out Freddy, survivors are going to learn that being golden, that's what I call getting alarm clocks, is a pretty powerful counterplay, and it removes a ton of chase and anti-loot power from Freddy, meaning his only real utility is his teleport, making him an M1 killer. Again, Freddy can play around this, and some add-ons lessen the power of being golden, but it does make things harder. However, much like other B-tier killers, Freddy has enough counterplays to his own counterplay that he feels very good to play. Is he super strong? No, but he's strong enough that playing him doesn't feel miserable most of the time, and I had a lot of fun with him, and I expect many people will also have a lot of fun with him. I honestly felt rejuvenated after playing Freddy. I had to go to work this morning, and I didn't want to because I didn't want to stop playing Freddy. But I did get the opportunity to write this video for y'all, and I felt inspired to do so because I just love this version of Freddy so much. He's going in my rotation of killers I love to play regularly, and I think I might even P100 him after Billy, Pinhead, and Ghostface, or maybe in between one of those. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. And a great big special thank you to my channel members who toss money my way every month so they can get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more. If you want to find out how to get any of those, click that join button down below so you can join the Kaiser memberships. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.